Alright, what's going on, guys? Your boy TG. Welcome back to another video. So in this video, we are going to give out our standings predictions for each division for the 2025-26 NHL season. So the season starts this Tuesday, October the 7th, and every season on the TG Hockey channel, we do our standings predictions video, and we are going to do one for this upcoming season. Part 2 of this will be the awards prediction video, so you'll be seeing my awards predictions for the James Norris Memorial Trophy, Ted Lindsay Award, Hart Memorial Trophy, Vezina Trophy, stuff like that. That'll be for part 2. For part 1, we are giving out our standings predictions video for each division: Atlantic, Metro, Central, and Pacific. So we're going to go through all 4 of those divisions right here in this video. Won't go too much into depth about the notes because we're going to be talking about all 4 divisions. So won't have a full in-depth analysis on the notes, but it'll just be like a little bit quick almost with the notes, and then we'll move on to the next division and stuff like that. So won't go too much into depth. We'll explain a little bit, but won't give too much detail just because we are going to be doing all 4 divisions in this video. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And also, one thing I forgot to announce is, you guys, I don't know if there's going to be glitches in this video or not. I hope there isn't. Well, I probably might be wrong after I post this. So if there are any glitches in this video, I am screen recording this on an app called Awesome Screenshot on my Chromebook. And every time that I do a video, like right now, it's not doing any glitches for me. But when I get done with the video, that's when the glitches show. And I don't know why that is. It's happened on some of my past videos, and I've been trying to fix the problem. And I couldn't figure out a way to fix it. So if you guys use this app called Awesome Screenshot, and you know how to fix the glitches problems, let me know down in the comments below. All right, so first we'll do the Western Conference. So we'll do Central and Pacific Division first, and then we'll do the Eastern Conference, and then do Metro and Atlantic. So we got the Central Division up first. And number 1, I got the Winnipeg Jets finishing first in the league. I mean, not first in, well, that's going to be for, I kind of just spoiled the awards prediction video, at least for that one. But I have the Winnipeg Jets finishing first in the Central Division. Some all-season moves that they did. They added former Chicago Blackhawks captain Jonathan Tage, who's, I believe, is currently out with an injury. They also, Adam Lowry and Dylan Sandberg are also injured for the Winnipeg Jets, and it looks like I did not finish that third no. I'm sorry, guys. I was trying to rush, trying to get this done, and I didn't finish that no. But take a look at where the Jets' record from last season. I'm trying to pull it up on my phone. I'm so sorry, guys. I did not finish that note. Taking a look at where the Jets finished. They finished with a record of 56-22-4 last season. First in the Central Division last season. I think they'll be first in the Central Division again this season. And taking a look at the lineups according to Daily Faceoff. First line, you got Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, Gabriel Velarde. Second line, you got Cole Perfetti, Jonathan Tage, Gustav Nyquist. Third line, you got Nino Niederreiter, Vladislav Nemestikov, and Alex Iafallo. Fourth line, you got Tanner Pearson, Morgan Barron, Cole Kopecky. On defense, first pair, you got Josh Morrissey, Dylan DeMello. Second pair, you got Hayden Fleury and Neil Ponick. Third pair, you got Logan Stanley and Luke Shin. Goalies, Connor Hellebuck and Eric Comrie. So still a great Winnipeg Jets team that I believe will win the President's Trophy for the second straight year. I don't know if there's ever been a back-to-back President's Trophy winner, because usually a different team wins the President's Trophy every season. So I could most likely be wrong on predicting that the Winnipeg Jets win back-to-back President's Trophies. Again, just kind of spoiled the awards prediction video, at least for that one. But I do see them finishing first in the Central Division, and yeah, they could win the President's Trophy again for the second straight year. But we'll just have to see how everything goes. Second, I got the Dallas Stars finishing second in the Central. Um, Jamie Benn is going to be out for 4 weeks for the Dallas Stars due to a collapsed lung he sustained on September 23rd in the preseason game against the Minnesota Wild. And the Stars actually finished second in their division last year with a 50-26-6 record. Taking a look at their lineups according to the Daily Faceoff. First line got Sam Steele, Rope Hens, Mikko Rantanen. Second line got Jason Robinson, Wyatt Johnson, Maverick Boyd. Third line got Justin Harokarin, hopefully I pronounced that name right, Matt Duchene, and Tyler Seguin. Fourth line got Oscar Back, Radik Fosca, and Colin Blackwell. Defense on the first pair, you got Esa Lindell, Miro Heiskanen. Second pair, you got Tomas Harley, Niels Lundqvist. And the third pair, you got Liam Bichelle. I think I didn't put the M right there, but I meant to put an M. I put an N. My bad on that. But yeah, Liam Bichelle and Alex Petrovic. And the goaltenders, Jake Oettinger, Casey Smith. Dallas Stars have been to the Western Conference Finals for 3 straight seasons now. 2023 against Vegas, and then 2024, 2025 against Edmonton. They have came so close to going to the Stanley Cup Final each of those 3 seasons. They just fell short. We'd love to see them make a trip to the Stanley Cup Final. They did fire head coach Pete DeBoer during the offseason and got a new head coach now. I'm forgetting his name. But we'll just have to see how the season goes. I think it might be still another Western Conference Finals loss for the Dallas Stars. But I kind of hate to say that because they have so much depth on the team. I did predict them to go to the Stanley Cup Finals at least 1 or 2 seasons ago. I did predict that they would make a Stanley Cup Final appearance, but just haven't made one yet. And it's crazy to think about because going back to my original statement, they have so much depth and talent on the team, especially with the addition of Mikko Rantanen, who was acquired by the Carolina Hurricanes last season, and then got traded to the Dallas Stars. And can't forget that unbelievable first round, I believe, Game 7 playoff performance he had against his former team, the Colorado Avalanche. So much talent and depth on that team, but still hasn't made a Stanley Cup Final appearance. And they haven't made Stanley Cup Finals since 2020. That was 5 years ago, and that was during the COVID year. So we'll see what happens again for the Dallas Stars this season. Number 3, I got the Colorado Avalanche finishing third in the Central Division. They got their captain, Gabriel Landeskog, back in the lineup now after missing, 2-3 seasons with a surgery and injury issue. He returned in the 2025 Stanley Cup playoffs. They also got Victor Olofsson and Brent Burns on their team. They finished third in the Central Division last year with a record of 49, 29, and 4. Taking a look at their lineups according to the Daily Faceoff page. First line got Arturi Lehkonen, Nathan McKinnon, Martin Necas. Second line got Gabriel Landeskog, Brock Nelson, Valerie Nichushkin. Third line got Ross Cone, Jack Drury, Victor Olofsson. Fourth line got Parker Kelly, Zakhar Badarkov. Hopefully I pronounced that last name right. And Joel Kiviranta. First pair, Devontae, Cale McCarr, that is a top-tier defensive pair. One of the best top-tier defensive pairs in the league, in my opinion. Second pair, you got Sam Malinsky, Josh Manson. Third pair, you got Keaton Middleton and Brent Burns. And the goaltenders, you got the 2 Woods in there, Mackenzie Blackwood and Scott Wedgwood. So Colorado Avalanche also have some depth on the team, especially in the center group. They got eliminated by the Dallas Stars last year in the playoffs in the first round. We'll see how far they go this year, but still a great team to watch. I have them finishing third in the Central Division. Number 4, I got the Utah Mammoth. They're going to be a wild card team. I believe that the Mammoth can make the playoffs. They can make some noise, maybe shock a lot of people this upcoming season. I believe that they make the playoffs. They were so close to making the playoffs last season. This season is a guarantee that they will get in. They added J.J. Peterka, Brandon Tanev, Stanley Cup champion Nate Schmidt, and other Stanley Cup champion in Vika Vanacek. Of course, Nate Schmidt and Vika Vanacek both won Stanley Cups with the Florida Panthers. And they drafted a great young player in Caleb DeJournes, and they finished sixth in the Central Division with a 38-31-13 record last season. Taking a look at their lineups according to the Daily Faceoff, first line got Dylan Gunther, Logan Cooley, JJ Paterka. Second line got Clayton Keller, Barry Hayden, Nick Schmaltz. Third line, you got Larson Krause, Jack McBain, and Michael Carcone. Fourth line, got Kayla Yamamoto, Kevin Stenlin, and Brandon Tannen. First pair, you got Mikhail Sergachev, also Stanley Cup champion, of course, won with the Tampa Bay Lightning, and Josh Marino. Second pair, you got Ian Cole, Sean Dursey, who's missed the majority of Utah's games last season, I believe. And third pair, you got Nate Schmidt and Oli Mata. Oli Mata, of course, won the Stanley Cup with the Pittsburgh Penguins. And the goaltenders got Karel Vejmelka, Vika Vanacek. So there is some Stanley Cup pedigree and caliber on this team, which is another reason I believe that the Mariners will make the playoffs this year, not only because of the offseason additions and them having a great, solid first year despite missing the playoffs, but also they got some Stanley Cup caliber on the team. They got some great young players to watch. I believe this is a team that will surprise everybody and make a lot of noise this season and do tremendously well than they did last season. Number 5, I got the Minnesota Wild. They're also going to be a wild card team. So the Mammoth and the Wild are going to lock up those 2 wild card spots in the Western Conference. Off-season NHL news for the Wild. Marc-Andre Fleury is no longer on the team. He is unfortunately retired. Not going to be seeing any more Flower in the NHL, but best of luck on retirement to Marc-Andre Fleury and a future Hall of Famer for sure. Matt Zuccarello, he's going to be out for 7 to 8 weeks for the Minnesota Wild. Of course, I talked about that on one of my episodes of the Hockey Talk with TG podcast. So go back to that episode if you missed it. Also, make sure that you are following the Hockey Talk TG podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. If you are not already, because we're going to be putting out episodes weekly, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday throughout the regular season. So, yeah. Other NHL news for the Wild, they picked up Vladimir Tarasenko. I believe that was an offseason pickup because he wasn't on the Wild last season. I think last season he was still with Detroit. And and the Wild finished 4th with a 45-30-7 record last year in the Central Division. They were a wild card team. Then they're going to be a wild card team now. Taking a look at the lineups according to the Daily Faceoff page. First line got Kirill Kaprizov, now the highest paid player in NHL history, signed that 8-year long-term contract deal with the Minnesota Wild. I think $146 million 8-year contract deal he signed with the Wild. I talked about that on the Hockey Talk with TG podcast. So, yeah, you got Kirill the Thrill, Kirill Kaprizov, Marco Rossi, Matt Boldy on the first line. Second line got Liam Ogren, Joe Eriksson Ek, Vladimir Tarasenko on the second line. Third line got Daniel Yurov, Ryan Hartman, former Chicago Blackhawk, and Marcus Johansson on the third line. Fourth line got Marcus Foligno, Nico Sturm, and Yakov Trenin, former Nashville Predator. First pair, you got Jacob Middleton, Brock Faber, the hometown Minnesota kid. Second pair, you got Z Bulliam, Jared Spurgeon, not a bad defensive pair right there. And then the third pair, you got Zach Bogosian and David Jarek. And the goaltenders, you got Phil Gustin and a young netminer and Jesper Wallstedt backing them up. So while they got eliminated by the VGK Vegas Golden Knights last year in the playoffs, they will return to the playoffs again this year. Probably won't have a deep playoff run. We'll just have to see how everything goes for the Wild. Number 6, I got the St. Louis Blues. So this was a tough one. Well, actually, probably wasn't a tough one. I don't know. I just don't see St. Louis making it this year. I really don't see St. Louis making it this year. I do love Jordan Binnington, though. I do love Jordan Kyrou. They got a great young rookie forward, Jimmy Snuggerud, straight out of Minnesota. But I just don't see St. Louis making it this year. Not because, well, I do hate them, but that's not why I don't see them making the playoffs here. Like, I don't know. It was just tough between them and the Wild. And I think the Wild have the better team than St. Louis. They certainly have a great forward group than St. Louis. So I just don't see the Blues making it this year. Blues picked up Piers Suter and I believe Nick Bukestad. They finished fifth in the Central Division with a 44-38-8 record last season. They were a wild card team and made the playoffs last season, lost to the Jets in the first round. After that, shocking ending in, game 7. This was at the Jets stadium at Air Canada Center, so I believe that was a game 7 right there. After that shocking inning, Blues were eliminated by the Jets, first round. Lineups according to the Daily Faceoff page. First line got Pavel Buchnevich, Robert Thomas, and Jimmy Snuggerud could be a candidate for the Calder Memorial Trophy. Second line got Dylan Holloway, Peter Suter, and Jordan Kyrou. Third line got Jake Neighbors, Brady Shen, Matthew Joseph. Fourth line got Alexei Torbchenko, Nick Bukestad, Alexander Texier. The events, first pair, you got Cam Fowlers, Colton Parayko. Second pair, Philip Broberg, Justin Falk. Third pair, Tyler Tucker and Logan Malou. And goaltenders, Jordan Bennington and Joel Hofer. Number 7, I got the Chicago Blackhawks finishing 7th in the Central Division. I don't think they finished last this year, or at least I hope they don't finish last this year. I think they made some great improvements this offseason. They drafted Anton Frondell, who's having probably a heck of a year so far in the SHL. He had a Michigan goal, scored a hat trick. So he's having a stellar year in the SHL right now, or at least as of right now. Hopefully he gets called up to the Blackhawks at some point this season. Yeah, the Blackhawks drafted him 3rd overall in the 2025 NHL draft. They hired Jeff Blashill as their new head coach, who's known for developing younger players and making young talent better. He did that a lot during his time in Detroit. He helped out Dylan Larkin as one of his players. The Blackhawks also made some changes with their players, and the offseason they added Andre Burakovsky. They got Sam Lafferty back on the team. And the Blackhawks, they finished 8th in the Central Division with a 25-46-11 record last season. I don't think they finished last in the Central Division this year. I think with the improvements, I think with the offseason stuff that they did, we should see some type of improvement for the Blackhawks, especially under Jeff Blashill. First line, got Ryan Donato, who had a career-high year last season. Connor Bedard and Andre Burakovsky. Second line, got Teuvo Teravainen, Frank Nazar, who I'm predicting will have a breakout season, and Tyler Bertuzzi. Third line, got Landon Slaggert, Jason Dickinson, and Ilya Mikheyev. Fourth line, got Colton Dock, Nick Foligno, Sam Lafferty. Defense on the first pair, got Alex Vlasic and Sam Renzel. Second pair, got Wyatt Kaiser, Artyom Leshnasov. Third pair, Nolan Allen and Connor Murphy. And the goaltenders got Spencer Knight and Arvis Soderblom. Number 8, got the Nashville Predators finishing last in the Central Division. I think it'll just be another disappointing season for Nashville. Taking a look at some of their all-season stuff. They drafted Cameron Reed and Brady Martin at the 2025 NHL draft. They drafted Brady Martin first and then Cameron Reed. They finished 7th in the Central Division with a 30-44-8 record last season. And taking a look at the lineups according to the Daily Faceoff website. First line, you got Philip Forsberg, Ryan O'Reilly, and Brady Martin. Second line, you got Steven Stamkos, Fedor Snechkov, Joakim Kemo. Third line, got Michael Bunting, Eric Carla, Jonathan Marchessault. Fourth line, got Cole Smith, Michael McCarron, Ozzy Weisblate. Hopefully I pronounced that name right, or last name right. Defense, first pair, you got Adam Wilsby, Roman Yossi. Second pair, you got Brady Shea, Nick Pervik. Third pair, you got Spencer Stastny, Justin Barron. Goaltenders, the two Finland goalies, and UC Sauls and Eustace Anulin. Now it's time to move on to the Pacific Division. Number 1, I got the VGK, Vegas Golden Knights, finishing first in the Pacific Division. Big offseason news for for the Golden Knights is they added Mitch Marner on the team. They also got back Stanley Cup champion Riley Smith. And they finished first in the Pacific Division with a 50-22-10 record last season. Golden Knights, arguably the most hated team in the NHL. Lineups, according to the Daily Faceoff website, first line got Ivan Barbashev, Jack Eichel, Mitch Marner. Second line got Riley Smith, William Karlsson, Mark Stone. Third line got Brandon Saad, Tomas Hertl, Pavel Dorofeyev. Fourth line got Brett Howland, Colton Sissons, and Keegan Colasar. First pair, you got Brady McNabb, Shea Theodore. Second pair, Noah Hannafin, Zach Whitecloud. Third pair, Jeremy Lauzon and Caden Korshak. And the goaltenders, Aiden Hill and Akira Smith. I'm excited to watch Mitch Marner on the Golden Knights. I am a huge Mitch Marner fan. I love him in Toronto. I'm going to like him on the Golden Knights. He's going to be a great player for the VGK Vegas Golden Knights. I'm going to be playing with Jack Eichel, both of which were drafted in the same draft class in the 2015 NHL draft. I think that's going to bring back some nostalgia right there. And I'm excited to watch these two play together on the first line on the VGK Vegas Golden Knights. Number 2, I got the Edmonton Oilers finishing second in the Pacific Division. They added Isaac Howard, and that was in a trade with Tampa. They lost Victor Arvidsson, Corey Perry, and Jeff Skinner. They did get Connor Ingram in a trade with the Utah Mammoth. And they finished third in the Pacific Division with a record of 48-29-5 last season. I think this season they moved up and they finished second. Lineups according to the Daily Faceoff website. First line, you got Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, Trent Frederick. Great first line right there. Second line, you got Vasily Pokanen, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Andrew Mangiapane. Third line, got the Iceman himself, Isaac Howard, David Tomasak, and Kasperi Kapanen. Fourth line, got Adam Henrique, Noah Phillip, Matthew Savoy. First pair on defense, you got Matisse Echo, Evan Bouchard. Second pair, Darnell Nurse, Jake Wallman. Third pair, Brett Kulak and Ty Emerson. Goaltenders, Stuart Skinner, Calvin Pickard. I don't know what's going to happen with the goaltending situation for Edmonton because I feel like that was the main reason why they lost. Also because they couldn't score. But that's going to be the case when you go up against a high-power offensive team like the Florida Panthers. But I'm excited to watch Isaac Howard. I mean, I did watch Michigan Wolverines. Even though he played for Michigan State, but I watched them too. I'm a huge Big Ten fan. So I watch at least most of Big Ten teams like Michigan, Michigan State, Penn State, who else? Ohio State, Illinois, Indiana. So like those Big Ten teams. So I'm a huge Big Ten fan, and I did watch Isaac Howard a lot during his time at Michigan State. He won a Big Ten championship, and I think he had an NCAA championship at one point. But yeah, he's going to fit great with the Edmonton Oilers. Can't wait to watch him this upcoming season, and could possibly sneak his way into Calder Trophy contention. Maybe not in the top 5, maybe not in the top 3. We'll see. Maybe in the top 10, top 15. Number 3, I got the LA Kings finishing third in the Pacific Division. All season NHL news, they added Corey Perry. Even though Corey Perry is currently out with an injury, they added Anton Forsberg. I believe he came from the Ottawa Senators. Added Cody Ceci from the San Jose Sharks. He did play for Edmonton, I think. But I think last year he played for San Jose. The Kings finished second in the Pacific Division with a 48-25-9 record. Last season. The past 4 seasons in the playoffs, they've been eliminated by the Edmonton Oilers, all being in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, so in 2022, 2023, 2024, and most recently, 2025. Taking a look at the lineups according to the Daily Faceoff. First line, Andrei Kuzmenko, Anze Kopitar, Adrian Kempe. P.S. Anze Kopitar is going to be retiring at the end of the season, so best of luck to retirement on Anze Kopitar. He is a Kings legend for sure. Second line, Kevin Fiala, Quentin Byfield, Alex Lafreniere. Third line, Trevor Moore, Philip Deneau, Warren Fogle. Fourth line, Jeff Mallett, Alex Turcotte, and Joel Armia. Defense on the first pair, Mikey Anderson, Drew Dowdy. Second pair, Brian Dumoulin, Brant Clark. Third pair, Joel Edmondson and Cody Cece. And the goaltenders are Dicey Kemper and Tom Forsberg. Fourth, I got the Vancouver Canucks finishing fourth in the Pacific Division. They added Evander Kane, who is a Vancouver native. He's from Vancouver. I think he played for the Vancouver Giants in the WHL, so he's got a lot of familiarity with the city. And that's probably the only offseason news I know about the Canucks, and that they added Evander Kane. I'm taking a look. They finished last year. They finished fifth in the Pacific Division last year with a record of 38-30-14. Taking a look at the lineups according to the Daily Faceoff website. First line got Jake DeBrusk, Elias Pettersson, Brock Besser. Second line got Evander Kane, Philip Cito, Jonathan Ekamaki. Hopefully I pronounced that name right. Third line got Kiefer Sherwood, Teddy Bluger, Connor Garland. Fourth line got Drew O'Connor, Atuvati, and Linus Carlson. First pair on defense, you got Courtney Hughes, Philip Haronen. Second pair, you got Marcus Pedersen and Tyler Myers. Third pair, you got Derek Falberg and Elias Niels Pedersen. And goaltenders, Thatcher Demko, Kevin Lankinen. Number 5, I got the Calgary Flames finishing fifth in the Pacific Division. They finished fourth for the record, 41-27-14 last season. Didn't really see any offseason stuff that they did. Taking a look at the lineups according to the Daily Faceoff website. First line, Joel Farabee, Nazem Kadri, Igor Staraskevich. Second line, Jonathan Huberdeau, Morgan Frost, Matt Coronado. Third line, Connor Zary, Michael Backlund, Blake Coleman. Fourth line, Ryan Lomberg, Lamborghini, Martin Pospill, and Adam Klapka. First pair, got Kevin Ball, Rasmus Anderson. Second pair, got Joel Hanley and Mackenzie Weegar. Third pair, got Zane Parikh and Brandon Paschal. Goaltenders, you got Dustin Wolf and Ivan Prosvetov. Some of these names are so hard to pronounce. Number 6, I got the Anaheim Ducks finishing sixth in the Pacific Division. They hired Joe Quenneville as their new head coach. Of course, he used to coach the Chicago Blackhawks and the Florida Panthers. He was most well known on his time with the Blackhawks, of course, leading us to 3 Stanley Cups in 2010, 2013, 2015. So all Hawks fans should know him very well. Back in the NHL after the Kyle Beach sexual assault case that happened in 2021. And, of course, this happened in like 2010 playoffs, and then they brought it up in 2021. Joel Quenneville was involved in that case, and he was fired as head coach of the Florida Panthers. Now he's back in the NHL. Other offseason stuff that the Ducks did, they added Chris Kreider, veteran player, of course, former New York Ranger, added Mikhail Granlund, added Ryan Poehling, and added former Detroit Red Wing and Chicago Blackhawk, Peter Mrazek. They finished sixth in the Pacific Division with a record of 35-37-10 last season. Taking a look at the lineups according to the Daily Faceoff site. Got Chris Kreider, Leo Carlson, Troy Terry. Second line, Carter Gauthier, Mason McTavish. Of course, signed that, I believe, 6-7-year contract deal with Anaheim. And Mikhail Granlund on the second line. Third line got Frank Vetrano, Ryan Strome, Alex Killorn. Fourth line got Nikita Nesterenko, Ryan Poehling, and Sam Colangelo. Defense on the first pair got Jackson Lacombe, Racco Gudis. Second pair got Olin Zellweger and Jacob Trouba. Third pair got Pavel Minchikov and Drew Hellison. Goaltenders, Lucas Dostal and Peter Mrazek. Number 7, got the San Jose Sharks, finishing 7th in the Pacific Division. So just like I said with Chicago Blackhawks, I don't think San Jose finishes last. I think we will see some type of improvement from the young players on the team and maybe 1 or 2 veterans. So I think we see an improvement from San Jose this season. I don't think they finished last. So I said the same thing about the Chicago Blackhawks. I'm saying the same thing about the Sharks. I think we see some type of improvement from San Jose. They got a great young roster. I don't think they finished last this year. Taking a look at some notable all-season stuff from the San Jose Sharks. Drafted Michael Misa, second overall in the 2025 NHL Draft. Added Jeff Skinner on the team. They added former Chicago Blackhawk Philip Kursev. They added John Klimber, Nick Leddy, Dmitry Orlov on defense. Added Adam Gaudette. And they got Alex Nedeljkovic from the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sharks finished eighth in the Pacific Division. I don't know why I keep saying Central. Sharks finished eighth in the Pacific Division with a 20, 50, and 12 record last season. Taking a look at the lineups according to the Daily Faceoff page. First line, Jeff Skinner, Macklin Celebrini, Will Smith, the Fresh Prince. Second line got William Eklund, Alex Winberg, Tyler Toffoli. Third line got Philip Kursev, Michael Misa, Colin Graff. Fourth line got Barclay Goodrow, Adam Gaudette, and Ty Dellandrea. First pair got Mario Ferraro, Timothy Liljegren. Second pair, you got Nick Leddy, John Klimber. Third pair, you got Shakir. And Dmitry Golov. I'm not even going to try and attempt to pronounce that last name. It's a hard last name to pronounce. If anybody can pronounce it or put syllables down in the comments, now really help me out. So I'm not even going to try and attempt that. Goaltenders, you got Yaroslav Askarov and Alex Nedeljkovic. And then number 8, I got Seattle Kraken. This might shock a few people. The only reason why I had them finishing last because they're missing some of their key solid players to start the season. So this might be maybe a bad 1-2 months for them. They'll probably pick up, but I don't think I see them finishing like 7 or 6 or anything like that. So they finished 7 in the Pacific Division last year with a 35-41-6 record. They're going to be missing some of their key players to start the season, most notably Capo Kakko, who I got to saw firsthand when he made his Kraken debut against Chicago Blackhawks at the United Center. So yeah, I don't think Seattle finishes like 7 or 6 or anything like that. I think they finished last. So I believe the Sharks will make some great improvements this season for them not to finish last. But anyway, first line got Jerry McCann, Matty Beniers, Jordan Eberle. Second line, James Schwartz, Shane Wright, Ryan Winterton. Third line got Mason Marchman, Chandler Stevenson, Ellie Tolvanen. Fourth line got Ty Cart, Frederick Goudreau, Yanni Nyman. Defense, first pair got Vince Dunn, Adam Larson. Second pair, Jamie Olesiak, Brandon Montour, Stanley Cup champion with the Florida Panthers. Third pair, you got Ryan Lindgren and Cale Fleury. And the goaltenders, you got Joey Decore and Philip Grubauer. I think the Arizona Sun Devils retired Joey Decore's number this past weekend when Gavin McKenna made his Penn State debut. I think the Arizona Sun Devils have retired his number. All right, now it's time for the Eastern Conference. So we're going to be doing the Atlantic Division first. Number 1, I got the Florida Panthers. Even though that they're missing their top 2 players on the team, Alexander Barkov and Matthew Tkachuk. Barkov's going to be out for the entire season. Matthew Tkachuk will be out till maybe December or January, somewhere in that time frame. He'll be coming back in for the Florida Panthers. But Barkov's going to be out for the entire season. Tomas Nosek is out with an injury as well. But despite that, the Panthers still have some pieces from the Stanley Cup championship core to probably finish first in the Atlantic Division. Take a look at where they finished last year. They finished third in the Atlantic Division last year with a 47-31-4 record. This year, I think they finished first. I believe they still got some of their Stanley Cup pieces to finish first in the Atlantic Division. First line, you got Carter Verhaeghe, Sam Bennett, Sam Reinhart. Second pair, you got Eetu Luostarinen, Anton Lundell, Brad Marchand. Third line, got Jesper Boquist, Evan Rodriguez, Mackie Samoskevich. Fourth line, got Jonan Gadjevich, Luke Cunnin, AJ Greer. Defense on the first pair, you got Gustav Forsling, Aaron Ekblad. Second pair, you got Nico Mikkola, who signed that 8-year contract deal with the Florida Panthers. Nico Mikkola, Seth Jones in the second pair. Third pair, you got Dmitry Kulikov and Jeff Petrie. And the goaltenders, you got Sergei Bobrovsky, and Danielle Tarasov. Number 2, got the Toronto Maple Leafs. Of course, the big off-season news and stuff that went down for them is that they traded their star player and Mitch Martin to the VGK Vegas Golden Knights for Nicholas Raw. Of course, Mitch Martin was on the last year of his contract deal with Toronto, and most fans expected that would be his last year with Toronto and was going to get traded. Other all-season stuff that the Toronto Maple Leafs did, they added Mattis Maccelli, added Nikola Joshua. The Maple Leafs finished first in the Atlantic Division last year with a record of 52, 26, and 4. This time, I'm predicting that they finished second. Taking a look at the lineups according to the Daily Faceoff website. First line, you got Matthew Knies, Austin Matthews, Max Domi. I am going to miss that Austin Matthews and Mitch Martin duo. I think they were a fun tandem to watch on the Leafs. I'm not a Leafs fan, as you all know. I am a Blackhawks fan. You watch my videos on the TG Hockey channel, and as you listen to my Hockey Talk with TG podcast, I am a Blackhawks fan, but I like watching Austin Matthews, Mitch Martin, they're two of my favorite NHL players, and I love watching them during their time on the Leafs, and I'm going to miss that duo. Second line got Bobby McMahon, John Tavares, and William Nylander. Third line got Mattis Maccelli, Nicholas Raw, Nikola Joshua. Fourth line got Steven Lorentz, David Camp, Easton Cohen. Defense, first pair, Jake McKay, Chris Tannen. Second pair, you got Morgan Riley, Brandon Carlo. Third pair, you got OEL, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and Simone Bennett. Goaltenders, Anthony Stolarz and Dennis Hildeby. Number 3, I got the Tampa Bay Lightning finishing third in the Atlantic Division. Last year, they finished second in the Atlantic Division with a record of 47, 27, and 8. This time, I'm going to be finishing third. Still in the top 3. Lineups according to the Daily Faceoff website. First line got Jake Guentzel, Brandon Point, Nikita Kucherov. Second line got Brandon Hagel, Anthony Cirelli, Gage Gonsalves. Third line got Ava Bjorkstrand, Yanni Gord, Mitchell Shafee. Fourth line got Pontus Holmberg, Jack Finley, and Zamis Gergensen. First pair on defense, you got Victor Hedman, J.J. Moser. Second pair, you got Ryan McDonough, Eric Cernak. Third pair, you got ML Littleberg and Darren Radish. And the goaltenders, you got Andre Vasilevsky and Jonas Johansson. Number 4, I got the Ottawa Senators. So they're going to be in a wild card spot this year. They were in a wild card spot last year. They finished 4th in the Atlantic Division last year with a record of 45, 30, and 7. Lineups according to the Daily Faceoff website. First line, you got Brady Tkachuk, Tim Stützle, Claude Giroux. Second line, you got David Perron, Dylan Cousins, and Fabian Zellerland. Third line got Riley Gregg, Shane Pinto, Michael Matteo. Fourth line got Nick Cousins, Lars Eller, Zach McEvan. Defense on the first pair, you got Jake Sanderson and Artem Zub. Second pair, you got Tomas Chabot and Nick Jensen. Third pair, Jordan Spence, Carter Zakamich. So great forward group from Ottawa, and the defense is solid as well. They got a great goaltending group in Linus Olmark and Levi Maryland. Number 5, I got the Detroit Red Wings. Now, I know I'm going to get chirped for this, but I think this is the year. At least I'm hoping for this year as a Blackhawks fan. I know the Blackhawks have a rivalry with the Detroit Red Wings in the past, but I don't hate them as much. But I'm hoping that this will be the year that we see some playoff hockey in Detroit. The Red Wings have came close to the playoffs the past 2 seasons. Think back to the 2025 NHL Stadium Series between the Blue Jackets and the Red Wings. Both the Blue Jackets and the Red Wings were in wildcard spots. Think back to the season before that, I believe, where they were also close to making the playoffs, but because the Capitals won that game against the Flyers, Detroit missed out on the playoffs. So they came so close to making the playoffs the past 2 seasons. I'm hoping that this season will be the year that Detroit squeaks into the playoffs and we see some playoff hockey in the Motor City. It probably won't be a great atmosphere for playoff hockey in Detroit like it was at Joe Louis Arena because, man, oh man, were those games electrifying. Watch the games. And man, oh man, that arena would just come off through, like the roof would come off of that arena every time. When you were at the Joe, that arena was so electrifying. Red Wings fans would go nuts in there. When their team scores, they would get loud in there every single time. And I do miss the Joe. The arena is no longer standing. They demolished it, I believe, in 2017 after the 2016-17 season. They demolished it. The arena had been around since 1979, I believe, and they demolished it in 2017. So I do miss the Joe. But yeah, I'm hoping to see playoff hockey in Detroit this year. Probably won't be a good atmosphere like it was at Joe Louis Arena, but at least I'm hoping to see some playoff hockey. This is all coming from a Blackhawks fan, by the way. First line got Emmett Finney, Dylan Larkin, Lucas Raymond. Second line, you got Alistair Brinket, Marco Casper, and Patrick Kane. Third line got Andrew Kopp, JT Comfort, Michael Brensek, Nygaard. And fourth line got Elmer Solderblom, Michael Rasmussen, and Mason Appleton. First pair, you got Ben Sherratt, Mort Seider. Second pair, you got Samuel Everson, Albert Johansson. Third pair, you got Eric Gustin and Jacob Bernard Docker. Goaltenders, you got John Gibson and Cam Talbot. Number 6, you got the Montreal Canadiens. This was a hard one for me. I do love the Canadiens. I do think they have a great group. It's kind of hard for me between Detroit and Montreal, mostly because of the points I made about Detroit a few seconds ago. I believe the Canadiens have a great young group, from offense to defense to goaltending. But something just tells me maybe the Canadiens sit this one out. They don't make the playoffs this year like they did last year. And I kind of regret this. Part of me says that they'll make it. Part of me says that they won't. But for right now, I'm just going to say that they don't. They finished 5th in the Atlantic Division with a record of 40-31-11 last season. Lineups according to the Daily Faceoff website. First line got Cole Caulfield, Nick Suzuki, Uri Slafkovsky. Second line, Patrick Laine, Kirby Dach, Ivan Demidov. Third line, Zach Bolduc, Alex Newhook, Oliver Kapanen. Fourth line, got Brandon Gallagher, Jake Evans, Josh Anderson. First pair, Mike Matson, Nolan Dobson. Second pair, Caden Gould, Lane Hudson. Third pair, Arbor Exekai, Alexander Carrier. Goaltender Sam Montembeault and Jacob Dobes. I forgot to put the B right there between the O and the E. But again, I do think the Canadiens have a great young group. This is kind of hard for me to put. I know Ottawa guaranteed wild card spot. Detroit and Montreal, 2 original 6 teams. It was kind of hard for me to put my point on this one. Like, I didn't know. That's why I put in parentheses possible wild card spot. Because part of me believes that they'll still make a wild card spot. And then part of me says that they don't make the playoffs. That's why I put possible wild card spot up here. Number 7, I got the Boston Bruins finishing 7th in the Atlantic Division. They added Victor Arvidsson, added Tanner Jeannot, added Michael Misimov, added Nikita Zadorov, Henry Jokiharju on defense. Finished 8th in the Atlantic Division with a record of 39-10 last season. Lineups according to the Daily Faceoff website. First line got Morgan Geekie, Elias Lindholm, David Pastrnak. Second line got Pavel Zacha, Casey Milstead. I didn't mean to put 2 R's right there. I meant to put the 2 T's. Third line got Tanner Jeannot, Fraser, Minton, and Matt A. Blumo. Fourth line got Michael Misimov, Sean Corrali, and Mark Kasevich. I don't know if I pronounced that last name right. I probably didn't. First pair, you got Mason Lowry, Charlie McAvoy. Second pair, Hampus Lindholm, Andrew Peak. Third pair, you got Nikita Zadorov and Henry Jokiharju. Goaltenders, Jeremy Swayman and Jonas Korpisalo. Number 8, got the Buffalo Sabres. Finished 7th in the Atlantic Division last year with a record of 36-39-7. They added Alex Lyon from Detroit and Alexander Georgiev from the San Jose Sharks. Lineups, according to the Daily Faceoff website. First line, got Zach Benson, Josh Norris, Tage Thompson. Second line, Jason Zucker, Ryan McLeod, Alex Tuck. Third line, Jack Quinn, Yuri Kulich, Josh Stone. Fourth line, Beck Malestein, Payne Krebs, Justin Danforth. Defense, first pair, Bo Byron, Rasmus Dahlin. Second pair, Owen Power, Michael Kessering. I think that was a pickup from the Utah Mammoth. Third pair, Ryan Johnson and Connor Timmons. Goaltenders, Alex Lydon, Alexander Yorkia. I don't know when Buffalo will ever make the playoffs again. They have had the longest playoff drought in their history, probably the longest playoff drought in 4 of the major sports leagues: NBA, NFL, NHL, and MLB. Probably had the longest year playoff drought out of those 4 leagues, out of the teams in those 4 leagues. So NBA, NFL, NHL, MLB. So, yeah, I don't know when's the last time the Sabres made a playoff appearance. My guess will probably have to be maybe 2007, 2008. But I'm going to guess 2007 because I think they faced Ottawa in, I think, the conference finals in 2007. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I believe that was their last playoff appearance in 2007. Okay, now we're moving to the Metropolitan Division. Number 1, got the Carolina Hurricanes finishing first in the Metro. They added Nikolai Ehlers. They added K'Andre Miller from the Rangers. Nikolai Ehlers from the Jets. They finished second in the Metro Division with a record of 47-30-5 last season. Lineups according to the Daily Faceoff website. First line got Nikolai Ehlers, Sebastian Aho, Steph Jarvis. Second line got Andrei Snechkov, Logan Stankoven, and Jackson Blake. Third line got Jordan Martino, Jordan Stahl, William Carrier. Fourth line got Taylor Hall, Mark Jankowski, Eric Robinson. Defense on the first pair got Jacob Slavin, Sean Walker. Second pair, Keandre Miller, Jaden Chatfield. Third pair, Alexander Nishikin and Shane Gottsberg. Goaltenders, Freddie Anderson and Pierre Kochetkov. Number 2, you got the Washington Capitals finishing second in the Metro. Finished first in the Metro Division with a record of 51-22-9 last season. I think they finished second this year. Lineups according to the Daily Faceoff website. First line got Alexi Protas, Dylan Strom, Alex Ovechkin. Second line you got Connor McMichael, Pierre-Luc Dubois, Tom Wilson. Third line got Anthony Beauvillier, Henrik Lapierre, Ryan Leonard. Fourth line got Brandon Duhaime, Nick Dowd, Justin Scott Sordiff. First pair got Martin Ferrari and John Carlson on defense. Second pair, Rasmus Sandin, Matt Roy. Third pair, Jacob Chikrin and TVR, Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Goaltenders, Logan Thompson and Troy Lindgren. Now, Alex Ovechkin, he is on the final year of his contract deal. Most likely would retire after the season. He is now the NHL's all-time leading goal scorer, of course, scoring his 895th career goal to pass Wayne Gretzky on the NHL's all-time goal-scoring list last season. I remember where I was at when that happened. I was watching the game. I was having tacos. I was having tacos watching the Islanders and Capitals game. This was an afternoon game that came on Sunday, I believe. Sunday, April the 6th, 2025. This was an afternoon game. I was watching the game. I was eating tacos. And when Alex Ovechkin scored that 895th career goal, I was excited. I was shocked. And it was just an unreal moment for me, or for the league, and for the fans. Number 3, got the New Jersey Devils finishing third in the Metro Division. They finished third in the Metro Division last year with a record of 42-33-7. Taking a look at the lineups according to the Daily Faceoff website. First line, you got Evgeny Dadonov, Jack Hughes, and Jesper Bratt. Second line got Timo Meyer, Nico Hischier, Darcy Mercer. Third line got Andre Palat, Cody Glass, and Connor Brown. Fourth line got Paul Cotter, Joel Lakimiko, and RC Gritzik. First pair on defense, you got Jonas Siegenthal, Dougie Hamilton. Second pair, Luke Hughes, Brett Pesci. And third pair, Brendan Dillon and Simone Nemec. Goaltenders, you got Jacob Markstrom and Jake Allen. Now, the Devils were eliminated in the first round by the Hurricanes last season. And the main reason they got eliminated was due to injury issues. I believe they could have gone maybe at least to the second round if it hadn't been for injury issues. At least the second round, maybe. But, of course, most of me thought that the Hurricanes were going to win that series, and they did. But maybe the Devils didn't have too much injury issues. They could have at least gone to the second round. Number 4, I got the New York Rangers finishing 4th in the Metro Division. I think this is another year that New York doesn't make the playoffs, even though I did like what they did this past offseason, getting Mike Sullivan as the head coach. I think he was part of the coaching staff before with John Tortorella when John Tortorella was coaching the Rangers. Mike Sullivan is now the new boss behind the bench. Rangers missed the playoffs last season. They finished with a record 39, 36, and 7 last season. And they missed the playoffs last season after winning the President's Trophy the season before. They were, I believe, fifth in the Metro Division last season. Correct me if I'm wrong. We're taking a look at the lineups. First line, Will Cooley, JT Miller, Mika Zibanejad. Second line, Artemi Panarin, Vincent Trocheck, Alexi Lafreniere. Third line, Brett Berard, Yuso Parson, Taylor Radish. Fourth line, Adam Edstrom, Sam Carrick, and Matt Rempe. Defense, first pair got Vasilov Garikov and Adam Fox. Second pair got Carson Soucy, Will Borgen. And third pair got Euro Vakanainen and Brady Schneider. Goaltenders, you got Igor Shesterkin and Jonathan Quick. Number 5, I got the Philadelphia Flyers finishing 5th in the Metro Division. He added Trevor Zegras, he added Christian Dvorak, he added Dan Bedard. They recently added Ryan Ellis in a trade with the Who was it? San Jose Sharks. And they hired Rick Tocchet as their head coach. Flyers finished 8th in the Metro with a record 33, 39, and 10 last season. I think they move up a little bit, especially with the additions of Trevor Zegras, and then they got a solid player in Christian Dvorak. And they made some other all-season moves, so I think they move up a little bit in the Metro Division. We'd love to see them in the playoff spot, but I don't know. Just part of me says they will make it. Part of me says they won't. Taking a look at the lineups according to the Daily Faceoff website. First line got Owen Tippett, Trevor Zegras, Matvey Michkov. Second line got Nikita Grebbenkin, Sean Couturier, Travis Konechny. Third line got Tyson Forster, Noah Case, Bobby Brink. Fourth line got Nicholas Delorier, Christian Dvorak, and Garnet Hathaway. Defense on the first pair got Cam York, Travis Sanheim. Second pair, Nick Steeler, Jamie Drysdale. Third pair, Adam Guinea and Igor Samarlov. Goaltenders, Samuel Erickson and Dan Bedard. Number 6, you got the Columbus Blue Jackets finishing 6th in the Metro Division. I kind of hate putting the Blue Jackets right here because after the season that they had last year, it was a emotional, tough season for the Blue Jackets with the passings of Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau. This was an emotional season last year for the Blue Jackets. So I really do hate that I put the Blue Jackets right here, finishing 6th in the division when they were almost in the playoff spot, finishing 4th. So I did hate that. But we'll just have to see how everything goes for Columbus this season after the season that they had last season. But an emotional, sad, upset season for Columbus last year. We'll see how they do this season. First line got Dmitry Voronikov, Sean Monahan, and Kirill Marchenko. Second line got Cole Sillinger, Boone Jenner, Adam Fantilli. Third line, Kent Johnson, Charlie Coyle, Matthew Olivier. Fourth line got Igor Chinakhov, Isaac Lundstrom, and Miles Wood. Defense on the first pair got Zach Werenski, Dante Fabro. Second pair got Ivan Provorov and Damian Stevenson. Third pair, you got Dayton Matichuk and Eric Goodbranson. Goaltenders, you got Jet Greaves and Elvis Merzlikins. Number 7, you got the New York Islanders. They finished 6th in the division last year with a 35, 35, and 12 record. They added David Riddick. I think that was one of their all-season moves that I know of. Take a look at the lineups according to the Daily Faceoff website. First line, Jonathan Drouin, Bo Horvat, Emmy Heineman. Second line, Anders Lee, Matthew Barzell, Kyle Palmieri. Third line, Maximus Shabanov, John Gabriel Padreau, Simone Holmstrom. Fourth line, Anthony Duclair, Casey Zizekas, and Maximum Tybuskov. I don't know how you pronounce that last name. Defense, first pair, you got Alexander Romanov, Tony DeAngelo. Second pair, Adam Pelech, Ryan Pulak. Third pair, 2025 first overall pick, and Matthew Schaefer. And then Scott Mayfield. Goaltenders, Ilya Sorokin, and David Riddick. Number 8, I got the Pittsburgh Penguins finishing last in the Metro Division. I don't think they finished anywhere like in 6 or 7 like that. They finished 6th in division last year. Or did they? I think I might have copied that from New York. Okay, last year they finished 34, 36, and 12. Last season. I'm sorry, guys. I got a little bit of these notes wrong. I was rushing through this PowerPoint trying to make it. But last year they finished 7th in the Metro with a record of 34, 36, and 12. Other all-season moves, they added Artis Silversoft from the Vancouver Canucks. Some of the players, such as Rucker McGroarty, Kevin Hayes, and Joel Blomqvist, are out with injuries. A lot of people hate on Rucker McGroarty for some reason. I feel like he's an underrated young player. People don't see his potential. And I watched him a lot on Michigan. Again, I am a Big Ten fan, so I watch a lot of Big Ten teams. And he was a really good, solid player during his time in Michigan. He also was team captain of the USA World Juniors team. He won gold medal in the World Juniors. I think it was in 2024. He was team captain. Ryan Leonard was team captain in 2025. But yeah, I feel like he's underrated. People like underestimate his potential. So they don't know what this kid is capable of. So I don't know why a lot of people hate on Rucker McGroarty. So yeah, but that's just my thoughts. I don't know what you guys' thoughts are, but I feel like he's underrated. People just don't know his potential yet. First line got Ricard Raquel, Sidney Crosby, Brian Russ. Second line got Vili Kuvinin, Evgeny Malkin, Anthony Mantha. Third line got Philip Hollander, Tommy Novak, Philip Tomasino. Fourth line got Connor Dewar, Blake Lazar, and Justin Brasso. First pair on defense, you got Parker Weatherspoon, Eric Carlson. Second pair, you got Chris Letang, Matt Dumba. Third pair, Owen Pickering and Harrison Brunick. Goaltenders, Tristan Jarry and Artis Silversoft. All right, that's going to do it for this video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know you guys' thoughts on my prediction. What are you guys' standing predictions for this upcoming season? So leave a comment down below about that. Don't forget to like, subscribe on the TG Hockey channel. Make sure that you are following the Hockey Talk with TG podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. And subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are with you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11:30 a.m. to noon Central Time, 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. Each time. So make sure you smash the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and follow the Hockey Talk with TG podcast on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. Just to let people know, because I know some people get confused by this, this is the TG Hockey channel. This is not the Hockey Talk with TG podcast. The Hockey Talk with TG podcast is another YouTube channel, and it's also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. I know some people were asking me about that and a little bit confused. Let me get one thing straight. This is the TG Hockey channel. So this is the TG Hockey channel. This is not the Hockey Talk with TG podcast. The Hockey Talk with TG podcast is a separate YouTube channel. And if you go to the TG Hockey channel bio, I added that channel right there. So to any people that don't have Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or any audio platform like that, I have a YouTube channel for my podcast. And if you click on my profile picture for the TG Hockey channel, just scroll down the channel and you'll see the Hockey Talk with TG podcast YouTube channel right there with the Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio links in that description. So I just wanted to get that out of the way because I know some people are confused. So I just want to clear up any confusion right there. But yeah, make sure to hit this video with a like. Hit the subscribe button on the TG Hockey channel. Stay tuned for part 2, where I'll only be doing my awards predictions and Stanley Cup final matchup predictions. So I'll see you guys next time.